Ah. Woo-wee. Ah. Woo! That's so good. Ah!
Today we're in the southwest corner of the Dragoon Mountains near Tombstone, Arizona, climbing in Cochise Stronghold. We're going to head to the top of Mutton Head up a 6-pitch trad route called Mystery of the Desert. As usual, any feedback, good or bad, please leave a comment. Super helpful as I try to improve these videos. The approach isn't too bad, clocking in at 1.5 miles and around 900 feet of elevation gain. At a moderate pace, it took us about an hour to get to the base of Mutton Head. In order to avoid about 20 feet of unprotected 5/8 climbing at the start, the guidebook actually recommends taking the first 3 bolts of the route directly to its right, called Tour Bus's Welcome, and then after the 3rd bolt, you traverse left and actually get into the dihedral of Mystery of the Desert, and that's what we ended up doing here. There's nothing super notable about this first pitch, but it does have this really cool traverse on this seam, which is a great warm-up for the absolutely huge traverse on pitch 4. Annoyingly, I did not record the first half of pitch 2, so we're going to go ahead and jump up to the top of this roof and you will join me at the Wedge. You have 2 options when it comes to the Wedge, and neither of them are really conducive to wearing a backpack, so my follower and I agreed that I would just leave my backpack here and then we would find a way to get the bags up once I was on the other side. I wasn't sure either of us would actually be able to squeeze through the Wedge, so I decided to take the off-width up and around the Wedge. As you can see, I tried really hard to go right side in and make it up. Eventually, when that didn't work, I decided to flip around, get my left arm in. There was a lot more things to put my feet on the wall, so I thought I might stand a better chance at kind of gaining upward progress with those nubs. I was trying to use a left arm bar to make some sort of progress here, but I don't think my slippery sun shirt was helping at all. There were a couple moments during that where I thought for sure I was going to get spit out. Once Drew got up here, we were able to drop down a loop of the belay strand and pull the bags up.
Yes! Yes!
Oh,
That's so good!
Yeah, Chelsea.
Oh my god.
Nice job.
It's terrifying.
Pitch 3 starts you off in an awkward corner with a nice hand crack and takes you right up to a bolted slab ramp with some really neat exposure off to the left. Highly recommend staying left and taking it all in.
Woo-wee. Get some exposure.
Here we are at an absolutely flawless pitch of climbing. This might be my favorite pitch of any climb I've done so far. It starts off with a single bolt and then some unprotected scrambling up to the start of a lie-back/hand crack. It starts off a bit lower angle just to get you warmed up. But as you start to get towards the top of this lie-back, the protection starts to disappear. The crack starts petering out and it becomes very flaring. So I put 2 pieces of pro in here right before the Crux, and luckily I was able to find a little pod here for a 0.4, kind of right in the middle of what I thought was this unprotectable section.
Ha!
Little foot slip there and a mini heart attack.
This is pretty protectable through the Crux.
Was able to find a nice 0.75 there to protect the hardest moves. And then the plan was just to make a break for that top ledge there.
Hell yeah! That's so good!
The fun's not over yet though, because we have about 20 to 30 feet of mostly no hands traversing to get to the anchor. Don't forget to place protection up here. I used a 0.3. When your follower is coming up this is their only piece of protection, protecting them from a massive swing if they fall in the crux.
Oh.
And then I was belaying Drew up pitch 5 on my left while JJ was leading pitch 4 on my right. Pitch 5 is around 50 feet or so of unremarkable face climbing up to the gorgeous sub-summit jungle. I was super excited to hop on this 510A as one of 2 ways to get to the summit. The other one's a 5.6. This route looked really cool. I haven't led any trad at this grade, so kind of excited to get on it and try to push my trad grade a little bit. One of the cruxes was definitely right before the first bolt, just right off the ground. And then it was probably like 5.9 for this middle section. And then the last crux is right at the top. There's 3 bolts and it gets super crimpy and the footwork gets a little bit more tricky.
I don't have a second point to, oh, I don't.
No, because you took them out.
You're right. Do you have nuts? Because like a nut would actually go in here pretty good.
Great fucking throw. Nice catch.
Thank you.
All right, this is where it starts to get a little serious and kind of close to my limit.
Going for it.
When clipping this next draw, my body involuntarily grabbed the draw because I was like 6 feet above my last bolt. Super pumped, pretty scared, but I did end up letting go, going for the send. Thankfully I did because I managed to clip it and finish the route. After top belaying JJ and Drew up, we got to enjoy the summit of Mutton Head. Over there you can see Sheep's Head. There's a pretty cool little arch portal thing to the cliffside here that you should check out if you're ever up here. At this point, there's just 2 rappels to get back to the ground with a 70-meter rope. The first rappel takes you back to the top of the wedge. Then 1 more rappel off the top of the wedge into the northwest gully. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. I will catch you in the next one.